Tomorrow night. Or tonight I can't do because it is the last night I've gone.
No, it's
I don't think you have a choice. Yeah.
Let me ask you a couple of questions before we start our tasks. How do you generally make travel decisions and plans? Generally? For flights? If there's an airline that I prefer, I would probably go directly to that airline to book the tickets. But if not, if I'm looking for a different airline or a cheaper air ticket, then I would use comparison website. Or I sometimes even go visit the website of each airline independently, separately, to make the comparison myself. As for the hotel, I would search a lot of hotels at first, and then I would compare the prices on a comparison site or by going into the actual hotel's website. And I would compare the prices, on like an open market type of space. So when you plan for the actual dates of the travel and then flights and hotels, in what order would you plan your trip? I think I would decide the dates first and then the destination. So yeah, I would select around what kind of time of the year I could go and for how long, and then I'd decide on the destination, and then I would book the tickets, flight tickets, and then I would choose the accommodation. Any reason why you decide on the flights first? Because I think I would feel more reassured of the fact that I'm actually going once I have the flight tickets. And as for the hotels, I think a lot of hotels are always available, whereas flights tend to be sold out. Flights, like the seats, can be sold out, so I think the amount of seats on the plane is a lot more limited than the number of hotels available. What are your research methods? I would use the internet first, search a lot of things on the internet. Like sometimes they have articles and magazines that they offer online, so I would take some note of them as well. And I actually like reading books as well, so I would tend to look for the kind of magazines that get published by travel agencies. Yeah. Do you consult people around you for suggestions or recommendations? Yes, if anybody has been to a certain location and would give me recommendations, I would listen to them because I think they're probably the most trustworthy opinions. Friends that have been to certain locations. Okay, so let's talk about where you've been recently. What destination have you traveled outside of South Korea in the last 12 months? I've been to Bali. Who did you go to Bali with? Well, I went on my own, and I was there. I traveled on my own for like 1 or 2 days, and then I met up with my cousin in Bali and continued to travel together. When was that? June. I think it was June. Roughly around 12 months ago. Any reason why you chose Bali? Well, in fact, my cousin had a plan to go there, so I think I just kind of tagged along because I haven't been there before. What attracted you the most in Bali? Well, we liked. We actually went searching for places that weren't that well known. So we actually hired a driver and had him take us to the kind of restaurants or tourist attractions that the locals would actually go to. So, what was the most memorable? Well, there was this restaurant, and it was located in this really remote rural area that no one would really know about. So we drove there for quite some time. And then on the way there, we actually had to get out of the car because the path was too narrow, so the car couldn't actually go on the road. So we got out of the car, and then we actually had to walk for like 20 minutes, walking past all the farms and little fields. So when we finally arrived at this remote restaurant, it was interesting because they were selling food that they had grown everything themselves organically. So that was quite interesting. That was an experience.
Yeah, exactly.
What other destinations are you considering in the next 12 months? Well, I have a few. Do I tell you all? The ones I'm looking forward to the most would be Europe. Where in Europe? Eastern Europe or Western Europe? I'm thinking both. Any specific cities? No. What? For example, if I were to go to Western Europe, I'd go to. If I went to some of the countries that I'm thinking about is UK, France, Czechoslovakia, Germany, etc. Any reason why you want to go to Europe? Because I haven't been there before, and I'll be traveling on my own. When are you thinking of going? This winter. Okay. Do you remember which airline you used when you went to Bali? I used Korean Air. Which website did you go on to book the Korean Air flights? I went to the Korean Air website. Any specific reason why you went to the airline's website to book it? Like I said before, I make all the comparisons, but if I was booking well in advance, I found out that it was cheapest to do that by doing it directly with the airline. So when I call the airline, what they tell me is that I can do it cheaper if I book it online on the airline's website. That's why I did that. What are the key evaluation factors when you're choosing the airline? I consider the air miles, and I would prefer cleaner and more comfortable kind of planes. So after using this airline, do any of these factors change? Do they remain the same? These evaluation factors, are they the same after you've been on the travel? No, not really, because I have certain expectations of Korean Air, and I use it a lot, so it's the most convenient and most comfortable for me. And yeah, I'm satisfied with Korean Air services. How did you decide on the hotels? I searched a lot online to look for hotels, and then if I had a question about a certain place, then I would go on that hotel's own website. I even sent them emails with my inquiries of my questions. what website did you use to compare these hotels? What price comparison websites? When I actually booked the hotel, when I made the actual booking, it was on Agoda. What other websites have you used? I've used hotels.com, Hotels Combine, sites like that. For some Korean websites too, like Interpark. I've used Interpark to compare prices. I use a lot of foreign websites to kind of browse. So you look at a lot of different websites. Yeah, I look at a lot of foreign websites. But you used Agoda to actually book. Any reasons? The price, really. It was cheap to do it on that website. So price is one of the important factors for you when you're booking hotels. Anything else? Reviews. I think reviews are just as important as the price. Yeah, I read them all. I read all the feedbacks. Facilities, photos, location. So all these you've considered. Do those factors remain the same after you've stayed in these accommodations, or did any of them change? Yes, in fact. The one thing I didn't search for was the kind of what was around the hotel, how clean it was around the hotel, and also convenience. For example, I didn't search for that, but I think those became issues for me later. Well, for example, currency exchange place. If there was a currency exchange place near the hotel, it would have been a lot more convenient, but I hadn't thought of it at first when I was actually booking the hotels. So, things like that, location. So next time you book accommodation for your next trip, you'd be considering these factors as well? Yes. Have you ever booked Airtels? No. Is there any reason why you didn't book Airtels? Yeah, because I think it's cheaper to book them separately, and to do it separately, I think I can get exactly what I want. And because I think it's quite difficult to be satisfied with both hotel and flights that they offer if you do it as a package deal. Do you use PCs or mobile phones when you're booking these things? Primarily, I'll use a PC, but then I'll use mobile phones as well. So why is the PC your primary choice? I think it's the most convenient platform to look at these things. And, I come into contact with PCs a lot more during the day than I do with my phone. So, have you ever made a booking on a mobile phone? No, not yet. So when you use your mobile phones, do you look at mobile websites or do you download apps? I look at both. Which one would you prefer? On a mobile phone, I think I probably look at apps more. Any reason why? Because it's easy to get to, because there's an app right there on the background of your phone, so it's easy to just go straight into that service. So I guess accessibility is convenient. Because otherwise, if you're using the mobile website, you need to first of all open up the browser and then search for the website, and so it's more convenient to use the app. Okay, so we'll start the tasks now. But before we do, if I may just briefly explain, we'd like you to think aloud as you're using the services. You know, it's almost like muttering to yourself as to what you're thinking as you're using the service. So I'll demonstrate to you how to do that for a little bit. Okay, so we'll move on with the tasks. When you make these kind of bookings, which browser do you use? I use Internet Explorer. Okay, so that's what we'll use today. We'll be using Expedia today. What's your first impression of the homepage? It's a bit crowded. I personally don't like pop-ups. You know, I don't like it when they have too many pop-ups. I mean, on this page they only have one, but the first thing you see is the pop-up. It's the same for all the other sites. Then I just kind of close these pop-ups straight away. And then the first thing I'd look for is the special offer of that month, or an event is what I would look for. So can you see those here? Yeah. Okay. So last June you've been to Bali. So you're going there again. Let's assume you're going to Bali again, but I would like you to book a hotel in Bali, but a different hotel than the one you stayed in last time. So please, could you browse the hotel and select the one you like. Okay, so I'm going to Bali again, but different hotel. Can I just select whatever dates I want? What is for your summer vacation? So let's have it August, September time. Who would you take with you? I'd go with a friend. So 2 of us will go. Am I just searching for hotels? Yep. Um, 4-star, 5, 4, 3 stars. I think it's a lot quicker to use the filters. So I'll pick a location that I liked last time, straight away here, using the filter. Villas are okay. Actually, I'll select all 4 types of accommodation. So after I apply the filters, then I would look for feedbacks and reviews. How many scores it has. So by scores, do you mean the stars? Yeah, those stars, I think they mean, the level of satisfaction, assessment by the users. If this kind of score has been left by just a couple of people, then it wouldn't be very trustworthy. But the more user reviews and feedbacks, I think, the more trustworthy it is. Like this one, it has 164 feedbacks. But then again, that kind of reflects in the price of the hotel. It tends to be a lot more expensive. So maybe I need to select a certain price range. Let's sort the list by the customer score. Well, for $100. Alright, so you're comparing all the hotels. What kind of information are you looking for in particular? What I'm looking at is the assessment, the scores, the stars, the scores, and the number of feedbacks, and then the price. I'm looking at all these 3 simultaneously. Because I've already put in a filter for the location that I want. So you think the stars represent scores? They actually represent standard of the hotel? Oh, is that the case? Okay. All right, that's right, because I've put filter in for the standard of the hotels as well. But do they appear to you like their scores? Yeah, they do. So if you're confused at all by anything that you see on the website, just let us know. I think a location for a hotel, if it's on a major road, I think that's quite a good location. So this is not on the side of a big road. I think I remember these kind of small roads like this. I think they could be quite dangerous. I mean, I remember last time I was injured, kind of because the kind of surroundings that my hotel was in wasn't really very safe or clean. So I ended up injuring myself once before in these little roads. So I need to make a selection. Yes, you select a hotel and you go as far as to book it as well. I think I would be interested in the discount information to see how much it's gonna. I think the kind of room information, the details of the room, is a little bit too simple. They only have one photo of the room. Yeah, it doesn't have enough photos of the room, but the location's good. So you like the location? Yes. You know, it's near the sea, and it seems like a large enough hotel. It doesn't look like it's in a dangerous neighborhood. And it's recommended by 96% of people. So I think I can get persuaded by recommendations by other users, even though I wasn't considering this hotel in the first place. If I see a lot of recommendations by the users, then I find myself being convinced a little. So when I look at feedbacks, I would tend to look at the negative feedbacks first. Okay, so you'd look at the negative feedbacks first? Yeah. And then the positive. There are not that many photos. Novotel. I think perhaps this kind of well-known franchise of hotels are the kind of hotels that I would probably look at first, rather than completely unknown hotels. I don't think Expedia offers that many pictures of the room itself, because that's what I'm curious about. What do the rooms actually look like? But they don't seem to offer that many pictures on that. I think I've stayed in here last time. No, I think I got confused a little. I don't think this is where I stayed last time. So these little dots, they all mean that this is where the hotels are. I think that's quite a good feature. They show you where the hotels are on the map. So you're reading through everything on the left. Is that explaining the region? Yeah, it's telling me what the area is like. So you're being very thorough with the map. What sort of information are you looking for? I'm looking at the distance from the airport. This location here, it's built. There's a big major road between this area and the airport. So even though it's 9.9 kilometers away, it's fairly easy to get to from the airport because, of the major road. So I'm also trying to look at how to get to the hotel from the airport. I mean, normally call taxis are used quite a lot, but before I get there, I kind of want to get a rough feel of what kind of roads I would be traveling on before I go, just so that I'm kind of a bit more aware of where I'm going. I think the price is quite good for that one. Are they not upgrading the photos, or? Okay, so shall we make a selection of the hotel you like? I'll select Novotel. So you've looked at this one already? Yes, I like this one. So then now you have to choose a room. So we'll pick a room that you like. I'll go with this one. So is that the one you like? Yeah. Okay, so let's make the actual booking. So you've put in the national code there yourself? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's the Korean national code, so. Discount coupon codes, I don't have one. If you saw coupon codes normally would you put them in? No, not really. I don't really use coupon codes. Let us know if you're, whatever you're thinking as you're putting the details in. Yeah, everything seems fairly normal so far. So this is for me to sign up to Expedia. I've put in my email address to get the confirmation page, but it says that if I actually sign up, it's telling me that it'll be that much more convenient to check up on my reservation. So yeah. Because, maybe they're right, because if it's just the email address that I leave, I'll have to keep going into my email to check up on... email is the only thing I can use to check up on my reservation. But then if I'm a member of the website, then maybe it'll be easier for me to check up on it and whatnot. But I'll pass for now. Okay, so let me ask you a couple of questions. Why did you select the Novotel and that particular room? And the reason I chose the hotel was due to many reasons. The location. It was close to the airport, and the road that takes you to the hotel from the airport was a major road, so which would make it fairly easy to get to, and also make the hotel easy to find as well. And I also checked out the surrounding of this hotel, and it looked like it was in the middle of all the other big hotels as well, which I assessed then that meant that kind of neighborhood is relatively safe, and also it was quite near the beach. I think it was within walking distance. Yeah, and I liked the price. It was under $100, and also the hotel carries the name value, so it was trustworthy hotel. So you said you liked the price. So how much do you think the total price is? It's $459. Okay, and the room, you chose the deluxe room. Why did you choose this room? Because they had a king-size bed. So you saw the bed to make the decision. That's right. Any other reasons? I saw some of the details. I was looking at whether Wi-Fi was possible, what kind of view the room had. I looked at them as well. So what did you think of the selection of the hotels? It gave you a selection of all the hotels, and it actually gave you a selection of the rooms as well. Did they live up to your expectations? Did they, provide sufficient information? Well, like I said before, the photos of the actual room, they didn't have enough of it. So, see, because in normal circumstances, what I would do in this case is that I would stop here for now, and then I would actually go on the Novotel's own website to get a more insightful view of what their rooms are actually like. And then if I still like it, then I would decide on the hotel. What do you think about the listings of the hotels? You know, is it giving you good information? Yeah. I think this is okay. I think if you have too many stuff on the listing, then people will tend to get confused and doesn't make you want to look at the list anymore. So I think what they have on here is just about right. So do you think it gives you all the necessary information? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so what worked for you or did not work for you using this website? First of all, you mean about Expedia, right? Well, I wasn't entirely happy with the filters. Well, for example, the region filters and the type of accommodation as well. I am only able to select one thing. I can't make multiple choices, which is quite inconvenient. Then, which makes me having to look at hotels in a certain region first, and then having to do the same search again. That was inconvenient. I sorted the list by customer score and also by price. But so yeah, I think that's a good feature. The fact that I can sort the list, using my own priority as a sorting system. So what are the 3 biggest pain points using the website? The not being able to make multiple choices on the filter, not enough photos of the actual room itself, and they don't have a system where I can compare a number of hotels on one page. Like I want to list all the hotels that I like to compare the conditions. What conditions are they talking about? Well, for example, price, the bedroom. How should I say? Like what kind of beds they have, amenities. The type of room or the structure of the room or photos as well. Yeah, so it would be good if I could compare all of them all on one page, but they don't have that. So let's move on to the next task. Okay, this time, for your upcoming vacation, you'll pick a destination out of these 2. So can you pick one out of these 2 destinations? Bangkok. Okay, so you want to go to Bangkok of Thailand. So on this website, you will be searching for the flight and the hotel. And also, make these bookings all under your personal budget as well. Also, do I decide the budget as well as the date as well? Yes. I think it would be good if you went in the summer. I'll be looking for if they have any special offers, first of all. Oh, there's one here for Bangkok. What happened? I think something went wrong. What screen do you think you're looking at right now? It's telling me to choose my destination. But I actually clicked on a specific hotel of Bangkok. But it's not sending me to that page. It's sending me to this weird page. It's a bit of a hassle. It's a little slow. The deal of the day. So I actually clicked on a hotel from the homepage that I wanted to see, but well, I found it here, but I had to find it. I couldn't go to the hotel straight away from the homepage. It seems to be on sale. So let's have a look. You selected Airtel. Any reasons why? Well, it says that I can save up to 30% if I do them together. So even though I may decide later, I can still, search under these conditions. Direct flight only. It's too slow. We were using Internet Explorer. Let us try Chrome. You just stop the search. Yeah, it's too slow. I'm not gonna. So I don't want to do Airtel anymore.
이게 제가 광고를 했으면은 그냥 자동으로 저장되어
Well, because I've been searching for Bangkok all this time, so it would be good if it kind of saved that information, if it remembers, so that even when I go back to the home page, it kind of remembered what dates I want to go and where. But it doesn't seem to do that. I need to kind of keep typing everything in again. Oh, so I need to have. There's no direct flights.
지금 사이트만 써야 되는 거죠.
And I have to remain on this website only, right? That's right. What would you do then? Normally,
그리고 느리고 이러면 스페디아 안 쓰는 거.
well, because the loading took too long and everything, I probably wouldn't use Expedia anymore. I'll probably use a different website. And they don't seem to have enough filtering options for me. I don't think they have any direct flights. Let's have a look. But I'm also booking for my friend as well, right? Okay, well, since you're booking for your friend as well, so let's book for your friend as well as for yourself. Maybe I need to put in different dates. Or maybe they just don't have direct flights. Okay, so they're showing me the lowest price. Oh, but then I need to have a layover. What kind of information are you looking for in particular? What? I'm trying to think of a way if I can go here on a direct flight. Well, could you make a selection from what we have on this page? Okay. Then in that case, I'll choose that one. So, is this the one you like the best out of these?
선택해야 되는 거죠?
But then, do I need to make the final decisions? Yeah, because this it's not my final decision. It's just a tentative decision. Because what I also wanted to do was to check out the Airtel deal once again. I wanted to kind of search Airtels again. Oh, is that what you were planning to do? Yeah, that's what I was planning to do. All right, so I guess that is the total price for a return flight per person. I think it'll be easier if they allowed me to see everything all at once. Like, if I could select my outbound flight and my return flight all on one page, because for me to get to this page, I had to go through numerous pages to get here. So then, I think that's a little inconvenient, because if I want to change something, like a date or something, I need to go back that many number of pages. So that's a bit inconvenient. But this is quite good, the fact that they actually recommend hotels for you when you book your flight, which means I don't need to put in the extra work to look for them. But it would be good if they had options that I could configure for these hotels here. Like, for example, these hotels are recommended to me by Expedia, but within their recommendations, if I could filter among the recommendations, I think that'd be quite good. Like price range, location, that type of stuff. So how much do you think it is in total? For 2 people, it's $1,167. All right, I want to see more hotels. Oh, look, it's telling you the price difference of if you book them together and if you book them separately. And this total price includes everything. It's including the flights, the hotel, the taxes, and everything. Okay. So, what did you just do? Did you just deduct your flight fare from the total price to kind of figure out how much the hotels cost alone? Yeah, that's what I did. What kind of elements are you comparing? I'm looking at the price difference. I'm looking at the price of the hotel if I were to book it separately. I'm comparing them. There's not that many for me to actually compare them. Just whatever information I have on here, I think those are the only factors that I can compare one hotel to another. Yeah, I mean, I would click on the hotel. Like, I'll click on like 2 or 3 hotels that I like the best to kind of get some more details on it. I think the whole process is a little complicated. I mean, in one way, in some ways it's more convenient because I'm able to book these together. But if I were to book them separately, I can focus at one thing at a time. But because I'm booking these at the same time here, I'm trying to book them at the same time here, I kind of now have to think about both of them all at once, and which kind of worries me because I have to consider the 2 at the same time, I might miss an important piece of information out, or I may miss on something. So that kind of worries me a little. But I understand the convenience of being able to book them together. But then also I will have some doubts on, maybe I'll be able to get a deal just as good as what they're offering me here as a package even if I book them separately. You know, I don't really know how much I can trust the fact that they're saving me all this money if I do it as a package deal. I don't really know this location at all. It's the first time I'm going there. For example, I think it's important how to use the public transport. But I think, fortunately, the metro station's within walking distance for this hotel. What are you reading? I'm looking at its surroundings. Apparently, this location is very famous for its red light district and, you know, like busy nightlife. Oh. But then also, it's deep in the heart of all the shopping complexes. I mean, it's within the city centre, so I guess it's quite easy to get to by public transport. Like $710 per person. That's not so bad. But okay, so let's make a selection of the one you like. Can I just look at this one more? Yeah, this is. I don't think the transportation is very good for this one. It seems a bit far away from the public transport. Okay, so what was the one that I was looking at earlier? Has it disappeared? So are you looking for the hotel that you went to before? Alright, so I can sort the list by package discount deals. It's very near the metro. So it's not very easy for you to find somewhere you like, right? Yeah, there's so many to choose from. I'll go with this one. Let's wait a while it's loading. So do you like this hotel? Yeah, I like it. I think it was probably the convenience was very good for this hotel. It was very near public transport. So how much do you think it is in total? I think for two people it's $1,421. Yeah, like $700 odd per person. Emergency contact. Yeah, I think it would be good for me to put in some emergency contact. Alright, so you've put a name in for your emergency contact. Who is it? It's a friend of mine. Okay, so let's say that you've run ahead with all the bookings. Why did you select the flight and the hotel? The flights, it was the cheapest one there.
아까 경유하는 거 봤는데 경유 기간 제가 선택한 게 경유 기간 그 중간에 기다리는 시간
And the one that I chose had the shortest layover time. So that's why I chose that.
호텔 객실은 제가 선택할 때 밑에 자동 추천하는 데서 보게 되더라고요.
As for the hotel, when I chose the flights, the website recommended me some of the hotels, so I kind of went with that. And then, so as I was looking at the hotels, I was looking at the price, I was looking at how convenient it was to get to by public transport. So when I had, a couple of hotels within the similar price range, then I kind of looked into more specific details to see what it was near, how easy it was to get to, etc. What about the room? I think I picked the cheapest room of that hotel. Any reason why? I mean, it depends. It depends on hotel, but this hotel is at least 4-star. So taking that into consideration, I think even the cheapest room, because it's a 4-star hotel, even its cheapest room will probably be reasonable. What did you think of the selection of flights and hotels available on the website? First of all, the search speed was very slow.
불편하고 많이 얘기했던 것 같은데.
I think as I was using it, I said quite a lot, about what was not very good, what was inconvenient. I think one big issue is that I can't compare the hotels and stuff. So I'm not sure how much I can trust this website. Like, do I really need to make all my purchases on this website alone? I mean, things like that. So what worked for you or didn't work for you using the website? What worked for me was I like that fact that I can put in emergency contact details. And another thing was that I was trying to look at airtels, but that didn't work, so I looked at flights separately. But when I went to book the flights, it actually recommended some hotels linked with those flights for me. So kind of, I could proceed my bookings as Airtel bookings kind of halfway through my planning. So I think that was quite convenient. I think the kind of information that they could give about the hotel on this page could be improved. like rather than the hotel's phone number or the distance from the airport, I think they could provide some more helpful information about the hotel on this page. But personally, the kind of information I'd want would be the kind of facilities of the hotel, and also the what's around the hotel, the surroundings of the hotel, as well as the public transport to get to the hotel. So what are the three biggest pain points using this website? The fact that I think the biggest issue is the fact that it's slow, and the fact that I think it lacks the capability to compare the hotels all on one page or compare flights.
그냥 타사 대비 이런 말도 좀 있었으면 좋겠어요. 타사 대비 이렇게 얼마가 더
And also when they're telling me what a deal what the price is for the hotel, I kind of would like it better if they told me this price is this much compared to other offerings by other websites, so that I could actually compare prices with different websites. I think that would be a good feature. Do you have Expedia app on your phone? Yes, I do. Have you used it before? No, I haven't used it before. Can we make the screen a little bit brighter? Okay. So we actually made a booking of you going to Bangkok. So this time, let's suppose you're going away to Malaysia. So using the Expedia app, I would like you to book the flights and the hotel to Malaysia. And also make the bookings within your budget, within your personal budget. My phone settings actually in English. I think all the pricing that it's giving me is in dollars. Can I change the settings to show it to me in Korean? Okay, so let's change the language of your phone to Korean. Where do I go to do that? I've never changed it before. Okay. Have you ever used Expedia app? Or how did you get to download the app onto your phone?
여행 사이트 중에서
Well,
많이 알려진 사이트 중에 하나고
it is one of the well-known brands of travel websites. So yeah.
초반에 예전에 많이 사용했던 것 같은데
I think I had used it quite a lot before, but recently I haven't really used it all that much.
네, 필요하지 않고 전 다 영어도 달러도 검색을 해가지고 그냥 간단히 스케줄이나 어느 정도 이 정도의 가격을 한다라는 그런 동향을 알기 위해서 설치는 해봤지.
So I had used it to search for stuff and just to get like a rough idea of how much things cost generally, what kind of hotels they have available, etc. I haven't actually made any bookings on the app. Okay, so let's try again. Okay, yeah, you're going to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And feel free to tell us what you're thinking as you're using the service. I think the app's nicer because it doesn't have all the noise. It's very nice and clean and simple.
It's because when the app was installed, it pulls from the language and it's in settings. And since she had it set to English, it defaulted to the US context. Is that the right thing?
Okay, so let's continue with your search. Oh, I had to type in the destination before, but now it's got an option for me to choose from. Well, that's odd.
바로 제가 찍을 수 있게 이렇게 되네요.
So, yeah, something has changed.
원하는 발에 딱
They only have AirAsia.
책이 두 개밖에 없어서
They only have two options. What do you think this part means in the middle? What kind of flight is this one? The one in the middle. Where do you think this one's going? It's going to Kuala Lumpur, isn't it? So do you think this represents a flight to Kuala Lumpur? Yeah. What about the one at the top then?
아 아니다.
Oh no, okay.
이게
The one at the top? Wait a minute.
이걸 선택하니까 아 여기는 지금
Right. So when I choose the outbound
왕복이 다 나오는
flight, it's giving me the return flight as well. It's showing me the return flight as well, all on the same page. I get it. But that's not very easy to see straight away. Yeah, I'm a bit confused. So is it hard for you to differentiate outbound flight and returning flight? Yeah. What about this one? Is this outbound or returning? This one's a return flight. Yeah.
근데 위에는 파란펜 쭉 항공편 돼 있고
But then on the very top of the page, it's saying flight to Kuala Lumpur, you know? But then,
밑에 이렇게 하늘색 도착
but then at the bottom, it's, yeah, it's all very confusing. So this is my return flight. And there's only one return flight option there, so I'll select that one. Yeah. So do you think you've selected both your outbound flight and return flight? Well, honestly, I don't know what I've chosen. I think it was the only thing there, that's why I kind of selected it. But it's all quite confusing. I'm not really getting... I don't really understand all that much about these flights. The only thing I know about these flights is the flight time, you know, when it leaves and when it arrives. That's the only thing, that's the only information I can get from looking at this. So, how do you think how much it is?
세금세서 포함해서
Well, including tax and everything, the round trip is costing me $482.
되게 간단하면서 왜 간단한 걸 이렇게 잘 못 알아보게
I mean,
표시했어.
it's such a simple piece of information. I don't know why they've made it so complicated for me to get to. Redress number? Redress? Redress number? What's redress number? What do you think it means?
전혀?
I mean, it says that only enter if applicable, so maybe it doesn't apply to me, I don't know. Okay, so when you swipe, you're actually making a purchase. So let's have you book the hotel as well. So let's.
세 개밖에 없네요.
They only have 3 filters:
네, 많이.
price, miles, standard of the hotel. Oh, it's set in current location.
바로 그냥 나라로 검색하는.
It'd be good if it made me type in my destination first of all.
첫 페이지에 딱 그게 나라 이렇게 일정이 딱 있으면 좋겠어요. 그렇게
Like,
해줘서 그런지.
I think maybe because I'm familiar with this kind of format, but I'd like it to be so that I have to type in my destination and the dates first of all before anything. And it's actually asking me very specifically which region in Kuala Lumpur I want to go to, but I don't really know. I don't really know the place that well, so this is not helping me. I mean, if I had made precise travel plans to know which region of Kuala Lumpur I'm going, I guess that would be quite useful, but not right now. All right, how do I set the dates? All right. It's all very confusing because I need to put in every detail separately. So I'm going back and forth. I feel like I'm going back and forth and back and forth. I don't know what the yellow squares represent. Maybe they represent the standard of the hotels, like how many stars the hotel has. And what these are actually showing the level of satisfaction by customers, actually. That's what they represent. How would you like the score to be shown? So you mean not the standard of the hotel, but the actual scores by the users? I would probably prefer to see them written in numbers rather than in these icons. Sort by price, sort by scores. What information are you looking for particularly? Well, I sorted the list by score, and then now I'm looking at price. You know, how much it is per night? Because a lot of these is around $100 a night. So I'm just looking. You know, it would be better if I could get some deals on some of them, like like a discount deals or something. So because I've sorted the list by reviews and score, in this kind of case, I would probably make my selection at the top few of the list. But on the map, it doesn't really show anything. I mean, like, it's not showing me public transport or anything like that, so it's not really all that helpful for me. There's no way of knowing what the public transport is like for this hotel. Oh, see, they have it on this map. They have a sign for metro station. they're offering discounts. It's kind of around $100. Do they have any pictures of the room? Yeah. They're showing the pictures of the rooms. I don't know which of these rooms I'll actually get to use, but they're showing the pictures. And you're looking at feedbacks. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. See, this is why I have to look at feedbacks. It really does help me, I think. It helps my decision. I think it's probably one of the most decisive factors. Oh, that's cool. The fact that the feedbacks are divided by most recent, positive, and negative feedbacks. So I'm looking at the most recent feedbacks. Do you like the hotel? Yeah, I'll choose this one. Okay, so let's select the room that you like. One says it's a double room and another one says it's a single room, but the prices are the same and all the other conditions are the same, so I don't really know what the difference is. Is it to do with the size of the room? So how much is it in total? $504 in total. So have I booked it, or see, it remembered your details. Okay, but I need to type in my email address again. All right. Okay. All right. So, once you put in the correct card details, it'll finalize your booking. Okay. So you've booked everything on the app as well. So here's some questions. Why did you select the flight and the hotel and the room? On the app, it doesn't seem to have an Airtel service. I need to book them separately. Would you prefer that kind of service? Yeah, I think it'd be good if they had that service. If they had that feature. Or like how they did it on the PC website. As I book my flights, if the app could recommend me some of the hotels for that location, that could be helpful. Okay, well, why did you select the flight and the hotel that you have chosen? Well, for the flights, I didn't really have all that much to choose from. I didn't have a choice. I didn't even look at the price because I didn't really have a choice. So, but there was no choice, so I chose whatever they had. But I found it very difficult to kind of look at the flight informations. I didn't know which flight I was looking at where, so that was a little complicated. I think the hotel search was actually quite good. It was convenient. But because, we're quite limited using a small screen of a smartphone, so I think the only disadvantage was that I had to click on every single hotel that I was interested in to get, slightest bit of information about that hotel. All Right, and same for the room. Out of the 2 bedrooms, you chose one. Why did you choose that one?
사실 둘 중에 똑같은 침실이었,
Because out of the the 2 rooms, they had pretty much everything the same, but they had different names. One was a double room, and one was a single room. So, although the specifications were equal, I just kind of thought, well, one's called a double room, one's called a single room, so I thought maybe a double room, maybe bigger in size. And the price is the same, so I chose a double room. So, what did you think of the selection of the flights and the hotels? Compared to the hotel search, I think the flight section was nowhere near good as the hotel search. I mean, it didn't offer that many explanations, and it was quite difficult to navigate through. I mean, a lot of people, I think, may use Expedia's website as well as the app, but there's no continuity between the two. I mean, the layout and the kind of the system, everything is so different between the PC site and the app. So I think it lacks consistency. As for the hotels, I was quite pleasantly surprised for how many features it had for me to search for hotels. It actually, had some sort features and filter features, and it was quite good for me to search for certain hotels with some sort of specificity. So I quite like that. So what worked for you, or didn't work for you using the app? I think the most important thing about apps in general, because it's on a small screen, it needs to be as simple as possible and as easy as possible to navigate. And in that regard, I think it was quite easy to do that with hotels. But when it came to flights, it wasn't like that at all. And also, there wasn't enough to choose from when it came to flights. So then, could you pick 3 biggest pain points using this app? It's not giving me sufficient amount of information. And it would be good if I could put in all the details, such as dates, destination, and the number of people all at once, because it's kind of making me go back and forth every time I want to enter a certain detail. I kind of want to be able to do that all on the same page, all at once. And I think it probably lacks photos of bedrooms in particular when it comes to hotel searches. Okay, well that's it for the task. Let me ask you a couple of questions. What do you care most when booking hotels? Price and transportation and its surroundings. Do you share information on social media before, during, and after travel? Not in the greatest detail, but if I have issues, then yes, I tend to share them on social media. What would you upload then if you have any issues? Photos. I would put a photo with my opinion of what's wrong on social media. What social media do you use? Facebook. Any reason why you use Facebook? Because that's the SNS that I use the most. Do you use any other travel-related apps besides hotel booking apps? How do you mean? You mean like maps or any information about travel destinations, etc.? Yes, I use a map app. I have airline apps. I have an app called City Map Tour. It's you actually have to purchase this app, but it shows in great detail of all the maps of all the major cities around the world. So I find that really helpful. So what do you find most useful of this map app? When is it most useful? Well, I guess when I'm getting around during my travels. Okay, so I'll be showing you a new version of Expedia's homepage. What's your first impression? So is this the very first page, the homepage? It's become a lot cleaner. So do you think you'll be able to search hotels and flights straight away on this page? Yeah. So where would you put what kind of information where? Can you tell us with the cursor? Well, first, for hotels, I'll put in my destination there, check-in, check-out date, number of rooms, number of people, and then I would press this. There's a little button to add flights. What does that mean? So if I do that, am I automatically going to an Airtel deal, or do they mean multi-destinations? I don't know what the button means. So that's kind of ambiguous. Okay. Is there anything else you're expecting to see but is missing on this homepage? Like before, I think, unlike before, I think this is a lot cleaner compared to its older version, because in the older version, like promotions and deals were scattered all about the place on the homepage, but this is all collected into one nice, neat area, so that's good. Who do you think is a competitor of Expedia? There's probably quite a few. Agoda, I think, is one of the most popular ones that people use. So what reason would you pick Agoda as the competitor? I think they offer cheaper prices compared to other brands, and they advertise that fact really well as well. Like on their website, it appears that pretty much every listing that they have seems to have discounts on them, so it will tend to lure people in there. Okay, that concludes for today. Thank you.